before we get into that, I wanted to ask you, how did you get into collecting, man?
When it comes to physical media collecting, I mean, I remember I started honestly like as a kid buying like the bootlegs, not really the official releases. But when I
Right,
was a kid, man, of course, when I was getting into horror, I bought a lot of those bootlegs. Like
right.
when I came up as a horror collector or a horror fan, it was like the late 2000s. So I remember having bootlegs of like Freddy versus Jason, a lot of those remakes from that time. But of course, man, once you grow up and stuff like that, you tend
Yeah,
to go after a lot of the official releases of a lot of the classic films. And you know what?
right.
I At the beginning I wasn't big on like physical media collecting. I was just satisfied with getting like our classic main titles, right?
Yeah,
Our iconic franchises. But
right.
after that, man, I started going after like older stuff that I never even heard of.
There
So
you go.
I've definitely grown throughout time. How about you?
Dude, collecting for me is kind of the same, man. Like, I was collecting, like I've been a horror fan my whole life, but I've been collecting physical media almost just as long. I don't know exactly how old I was, but how I got into collecting physical media was I just knew a lot of people around me who had movies. They had like a big collection. And I thought that owning the movie was like the coolest thing ever. And you got to remember in the early 2000s, I mean, there was some streaming, maybe, or not in early 2000s, maybe mid to late 2000s. Um, I think Netflix might have been around, but streaming wasn't like a huge thing yet either. So for me, I just always thought it was cool to own that movie. Like I always thought it was cool to have the physical copy. That always fascinated me. I always loved, going to video stores. I caught like Blockbusters at the tail end. And just seeing that stuff on the shelf really is what caused me to collect because, going to Blockbuster made me go, I want to have like my own little video store. And that's pretty much, what you see behind me. So that's kind of how I got into it. No one really pushed me to do it. It was just something I always thought was like super cool as a kid. Like the fact that you could own your favorite movies was like so cool to me. So that's kind of how I got into it, Did you ever go to Blockbuster or anything like that?
Yeah, I did, man. You know what? I was gonna bring that up as well. I kind of got a little taste of that towards the tail end
Yeah,
of
same.
Blockbuster. I remember being a kid, man, even way before I started collecting like
Right.
anything horror. Just a kid, man, going through the aisles, man, of Blockbuster, and I'm really
Right.
grateful for that
I
experience. I don't
know.
know if you remember. I forgot what's it called, man, but there was literally like a video store like where I grew up,
Yeah.
like down the street, man. I think it was like called Hollywood Video or
Hollywood
something like
Video,
that.
yeah. We had one
Yeah,
in town also, yeah. You know what's funny though? I never went to that one. I've been to Blockbuster and I went to Family Video, but I never went to a Hollywood Video. But we did have one in my town, so yeah, I remember those.
yeah, and I actually did not. I had totally forgot about that store.
Yeah,
Obviously
right.
the more popular ones are like Blockbuster
Yeah,
that went out of business, but just like by watching videos and stuff like that, I came across like videos talking about Hollywood Video, right? And
yeah,
it totally brought like a flashback to me.
right.
And I remember, man, like one perfect example of Hollywood Video, and I'm pretty sure it was towards the end of Hollywood Video. I remember, man, going through that store, man, and seeing the like Friday the 13th
Yeah,
remake into like back in
nice.
2009 whenever it
Yeah,
came out on DVD. And I remember just seeing that cover, man, like that
right.
just being like there for rent. I guess it was a new release, and that brought back a lot of memories. So
Yeah,
yeah, but Blockbuster, I remember always yeah, I'm really grateful for that, man. Like I said,
right.
I kind of became a fan towards the tail end, but
Mm,
yeah, I do remember a lot. Yeah, hell
yeah.
yeah.
That was the same here, man. I caught it at the tail end. It's actually sad because, a lot of younger fans of physical media won't get to experience that now. I mean, the only thing you really have, like, in Terre Haute, that's close to where I live, they have like a disc replay, which is ultimately like a pawn shop. Those are really the only video stores, that are really left, but they're not even really a video store. Like there might be some mom and pop video stores around somewhere, but man, it's very hard to find them. So I feel bad for the younger generation who's not going to be able to experience like going to a video store. Something about renting the movies, get some candy, having your friends and family over and just watching a movie that you rented was like so cool. Obviously streaming has taken that over, which is super sad. And I wish that the younger fans would get to experience it. It really is a shame because there's no other feeling like going into a video store. Even like going to a disc replay or a pawn shop, it still don't feel the same, man. I miss the old video store days, the posters they would have hung up, the cardboard standees, like all of that stuff was just so cool. There was something special about a video store, and it's sad that they're pretty much gone.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. I know nowadays, or in modern times, for the past few years, people like the younger generation has been like more fascinated with like physical media. I don't know if you've seen like even news media try to cover that, and it's dope, because like I said, man, I know streaming was like a modern thing when it came about, right? But I think physical media is one of those, you could say, it stands the test of time. Like,
definitely,
there's plenty of times where you could say I'm on TV, right? I'm trying to watch something, and all these stream, and it also depends what you pay for when it comes to streaming. But you always try to look for certain titles, like when it comes to streaming or on TV. There's been certain times where I look for a film where I'm just trying to, press play. Instead of going to my collection, right? Because sometimes we're a little too lazy here and there to find the actual Blu-ray, pop it in. And there's been certain times, man, where you can't find what you're looking for, so you have to go through your collection. But I mean, overall, I'm grateful, man. I'm really grateful for the whole physical media collecting, right? And one of the last few stores in my area that was like renting, Video Hut. Have you heard of Video Hut?
Video Hut? No, I haven't heard of that. Is that like a local thing, or was that a big chain business?
I don't think it was a big chain. I think it might have been a local, man, because they kind of lasted, like they were still around like in the early, like 2014, 2015. That's still kind of early, or that's still kind of I know Blockbuster had closed down by then. But that was one of the few last shops like near my area. I remember like going after school and like just looking around, man. But of course, here we also have like the used DVD stores where I'd be going to when it comes, from time to time. But and I'm grateful for those, used DVD stores like around the area as well.
Yeah, that's the closest thing we're gonna have to a video store. I mean, those are. I doubt that those would ever make a comeback, And what's crazy? Like Family Video, believe it or not, I think because we had 3 Family Videos in my hometown, and I think the last one closed literally like 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, that thing hung on for so long, and that one finally closed down. But yeah, I feel like these used video stores, like I said, disc replays, pawn shops, things like that, are the closest you're going to get to going to one of those video stores. And I'm thankful that places like that still exist. I don't mind ordering movies online, but there's something fun and exciting about hunting for the movies out in the wild, going to a store and looking through and trying to find what movie you're looking for. When you find that movie, like there's something so satisfying about that. You know what I mean?
I agree, man. Yeah. Totally.